Morning guys, currently in a little wood that I've been to before. Really annoying. I was going to make my way in and then sort of show you, but as I was walking in I saw a monkjack just standing right where I am now, which is the first time I've seen one in this wood, although there's loads of tracks here. I think because it's a wet day, munkjack, because their furs are short, they get cold very easily, so long periods of wet weather can do them in, because they're not indigenous. Originally from Asia, for those of you who don't know. But anyway, this is seriously overgrown here. I've got my Gore-Tex trousers on as well, because absolutely sopping everything. I think it was raining most of the night. I know quite a lot of the boys from the MTFU like haws. There's a few there. Don't know how ripe they are. Don't really taste too much. Oh, look at that. It's light as a feather. That's perfect punkwood. Loads of it. Look at that. Lovely job. Loving that. For a manky rainy day, it's actually quite nice. At least there's no people around, because we do hate people. Yeah, I was supposed to go to the woods today with Mac Tightwad and Mike Smith, because they wanted to practice their bow drill and flint fire starting, which I really got to make myself a striker, which I might do when I get home, because it's a rainy day. I can go and make some noise in my shed, and get on with my cookery a bit. But since I had my bag packed, I thought I'd come out and have a brew in the woods, pre-made brew. The rain's starting to kick off again. Oh, it's because I moved the tree. Yeah, it's because I moved the tree. Got a load of flint as well. I went down to the beach and collected lots of flint. But as for napping, that's just Jedi powers to do that, because how Will Lord can pick up a lump of flint and go, oh, I'll hit it there and it'll fracture exactly there. Or he just tells big fibs and then he just whacks it, it cracks, he goes, yep, that's exactly where I wanted it. Yeah, that's more like it. But then he still managed to make something out of it, so, instead of shrapnel. I'm making a spearhead, no, I'm making an arrowhead, no, I'm making a toothpick, I'm making some gravel. Which is pretty much what I do. And I saw Dom Demonstrates video yesterday. MTFU gifted him a hammock. Really, really funny video. That's probably the best unboxing I've seen, because it just cracked me up. But what it was, when Dom first started off, he didn't have a lot of kit, and he had a big tent. So I messaged him and said, have you got a hammock? And he's like, no, but I'm going to try and borrow one. He did one video with a hammock, and he really got on with it. So through MTFU, we gifted him an outdoor lip Phil hammock. But because Phil's been, obviously it's school holidays, and he's been really busy at work, he already had a backlog of hammocks to make. And each one of these hammocks is a good a good full day's work. So when you're sort of just getting half an hour of an evening to do a little, sort of one stitch of sewing, these things take ages. But his sewing is spot on. I'm waiting for one myself, but I've said, clear all your other orders, don't worry about me. I've already got a hammock, so I'm not dying to wait for one, So hopefully I should have that by sort of by the winter of 2020 or something like that. So I came out here with no plan, because I was just going to chill out with Mac, but he let me down terribly because he didn't want to get moist. So I'll just come out here and ramble to the camera for a little while, have a brew, and then we'll go back to the shed, yeah? Is that alright with you guys? You fancy that? You give me a hand? I've got to drill some holes in the handles for me Kukri. Right, it's shed time because the weather's so blooming awful. Recently I got given a bit of yew. So that's got quite a cool, different grain in it. But there's some cracks in this end, so I wouldn't really want to be using mainly from this end. But the heartwood on that looks fantastic. When that's all polished up, there's going to be quite a nice edge to it. That's plenty long enough. So it'd be nice. So we want the handle to sort of start here. Probably come around like that. So I don't really want a straight line. But I can always cut it, glue up the scales, and then sand it and make it to how I want it. And then I'm going to want the the ball on the back as a pummel type thing. So if we just bring that round, I reckon. And then we're going to want some holes in this. A decent sized hole there for a lanyard. I want a hole there, and then we'll cut up to it. Right, so now we've got to centre punch all of these. One word of warning, drilling stainless steel, all this swarf can be really sharp, so just be careful. But if you notice, I was drilling, and when the some of the strands got too long, instead of them whipping around and sort of hitting my hand, you just give it a little pulse. So you drill and then lift off, and the swarf will just break into shorter pieces, instead of being one big long bit that whips round and round and round, catches your hand, if you get what I mean. Saves putting a guard on the machine, because then you can't grab hold of the bloody thing. Right, so that's then piloted. So now I've got to drill out the main ones to the size I want, and then I've got to drill out this back one to the size I want, and then I need to sort of countersink them a bit as well, just to take the burrs off and make them look a bit neater. There's where we are now. See, that is the right size for the pins I've got. So that's my paracord holes. That's the blood drip hole. That's good. Okay, so I've just trimmed this down. See, where we've got that grain, meat in that grain, what I want to do is split it down the middle, then open it up and flip it over, and then you'll have matching grain each side instead of having that side dark and that side light. So it'll be half and half, and then we'll flip them around and see how it works, yeah? So it should go sort of white to dark through both pieces. Okay, so this is them split. And it split terribly well, to be honest. It was a real fight because I took the guard off, so all it wants to do is jump about. But got there eventually, and we got a nice grain pattern there. Once that's all sanded down, it's just going to leave some really big gouges. Going to be a bit of a bastard to get out, but yeah. I didn't have any other alternative. If I had a bandsaw, it'd have been a bit bloody easier. Just roughly drew around that, leaving plenty of slack, sort of the thickness of the pencil, so I can still sand it down after. Okay. Okay, that's our scales cut out roughly. I'm going to shorten them and shape them, but just to work with them, I've got a rough shape. Right, so these are our three main holding holes. So this is the drill that I use. I just want to mark it. Right, that's those three drilled. Right, this is the rod that I've got. So all we're going to do is poke that in there, cut it to length, cut it to length, cut it to length, and then we'll pin it, and then that will help mark the other one. I've still got quite a lot of sanding to do on this, but I'll probably leave that to when it's actually properly glued on. And I've still got to cut this here to expose the paracord hole, or lanyard hole, whatever you call it. And I've still got to cut this back here to expose the blood drip. I've just got some linseed oil here. Can't remember which one it is. It's either boiled linseed. It's the right one you want. I can't remember which one it is though. Just curious to see how this wood comes up with a bit of oil on it. Let it soak in a bit. I really like that border. That's wicked. And the more I sand that, the more that's going to show up as well. Really dark line there, that's good. And same underneath. Not so much colour the other side, which is a shame. And there's a split here. So I'm going to have to sand that right out. There you go. I'm probably going to leave these to sit in the linseed oil. I might soak some up, which will help preserve them a bit. Not too shabby. Huh, there you go. That'll be, I don't know, part 4, I think, of making this Kukri thing. But it's, you know, it's not something I want to rush, so I think I'm going to knock it on here for today. Thanks for watching.